Good morning, sales ninjas, sales nerds. Hope you're doing very well. It's Tuesday morning. It's a little chilly here in Texas, but I want to talk to you today about leadership and integrity. So leadership, I've had the privilege of working with a ton of brilliant individuals over the last 15 years, many of whom have gone on to have leadership roles either professionally or in their personal passions, church or social groups or something similar to like that. And I put together a 5-step plan, and many of the folks who've worked with me in the past have learned of this. And by the way, announcement, I want to say thanks to my right-hand guy, Mr. Josh Hines. He's moved on. He is growing, his own team. He's on that journey. I'm looking for that next guy or gal. Some of you may be on my team right now. Maybe you're not. Maybe you're outside watching this and thinking, hey, you know what? Maybe I want to work with Sundance. So reach out to me. But I'm going to give you the 5-step plan regardless of where you work right now. So the 5-step plan for becoming a leader in the corporate type of office, right? Step 1, make your intentions known. All right? Now, sometimes I'm put off by like the overly aggressive interview where the guy says, I'm going to come in and blow this place up. I'm going to be number one within the first week. It usually doesn't happen, but I am a big fan of the humble brag and the, hey, this is what I've done in the past, and I think that those are going to lead to outstanding results here, and I want to prove to you, Sundance, that I can do this because I want more than this. So I know I have to pay my dues. Watch me work. Watch me outrun everybody else. Those guys I'm rooting for. The guys that come in like with the huge swag, like I'm almost not rooting for them because I've seen it so many times. So just a side tip there. So number 1, make your intentions known. Like, hey, this is what I want. This is what I'm going to do to get there. Watch me, right? Number 2, you actually got to do it. You got to be good at what you do. So you can't be a leader and not be good at your products, your service, whatever it is, whatever industry you're in. Like, if you can't do the job, then you can't tell other people, you can't teach other people, you can't coach other people on how to do it. So you actually have to follow through on that braggart statement, that says, hey, I'm going to be number 1. You got to be a top performer. You got to be above average at the very least. All right? Number 3, you got to act as if. All right? So the third thing is you got to act as if. So what I mean by that is you have to go above and beyond. So not only do you have to be really good at your job, right? Whatever that is, whatever the ground level occupation is, you have to be good at that. And then you have to go above and beyond. And this can be tricky, right? Because some managers are, they're protective. They don't want to release power. They don't want to like delegate too much because it's threatening to them. So you got to take over something that lets you raise your visibility in the company, gives you some exposure, lets other people start to see you as a leader. Sometimes that's like an emails tip, or maybe that's a voice message or a newsletter or some type of a meeting or extracurricular activity, right? Those things say, hey, you know what? I'm going above and beyond what I'm doing right now to become a leader. So make your intentions known, number 1. Number 2, be really good at what you do. Number 3, go above and beyond, right? Then number 4, you got to get some advocates. You got to get some people that want you to be a leader, right? So you got to get some people who are like, hey, you know what? I like that guy or gal. Like, I enjoyed seeing them in this leadership role, and I think they should get the next job. It's so much more powerful when you get a third-party advocate to say, you know what, I recommend, so-and-so for this next position. And ask them to, like, hey, send an email to, my boss's boss, and just say how much you enjoyed this class, or how much you enjoyed this newsletter. Sorry, there's a lot of sun coming in here. Or how much you enjoyed, whatever extracurricular activity, coaching. You did a one-on-one coaching session or mentorship or something like that. Have them reach out and give you some props, right? Props from a third-party source are so much more valuable than just you, doing the humble brag, right? And then last but not least, I'm in sales. I think everybody who wants that leadership position has got to sell themselves, right? So you got to ask for it. You got to ask for the business. You got to ask for your boss. You got to ask your boss's boss. You got to ask the board. You got to ask that vendor. You got to ask whoever it is that you want this promotion from, whatever your goal is. You got to ask them for the business. So you got to say, hey, you know what? Remember way back when I told you I was going to come in and dominate? And then you remember when I dominated? And then when dominating wasn't enough, I went above and I taught other people how to dominate? Yeah, and then they told you about that, right? And they said how awesome it was and how much they enjoyed working with it. Well, it dawns on me that, you know what, that's what I wanted to do in the first place. So I noticed you got this position open. How about you give it to me? I won't let you down. Boom. Then you're in, right? Because you walk the walk and you talk the talk and you execute it. When you execute on a 5-step plan like that, like you're unstoppable. So keep that in mind. Leadership is not for everybody. I've had lots of folks who've failed at it. I failed at it. I've learned things along the way. Some of it good, some of it bad. I've learned a lot of stuff, the hard way, what not to do. So I hope that this helps you. That's my little spiel on leadership. Integrity. That kind of segues into integrity. I want to talk about integrity for just a second because I've gotten a lot of messages over the last 4 days. I've had the last 4 days off from, to kind of, pull back from the world a little bit and kind of read some and catch up on some old messages. And I get a lot of messages from folks who are just like not happy with what they're doing and they want to change. They're not sure what the change should be. And I'm thinking to myself, well, like, why are you in the situation you're in right now? Right? Why are you selling, meat door to door when you don't eat pork? Right? So, I mean, there's a lot of people whose professions don't align with their personal philosophies. And it boggles my mind. Right? So I wouldn't want to work for a company that I thought didn't have the same morality that I did, that I thought, didn't treat customers the way that I would want to be treated. And I think that's important to make sure that your internal and your external values align. So if you're not happy with where you're at, there's 2 reasons for that. Right? You're either in the not in the right place mentally, meaning the values don't line up. Right? Maybe internally you're not happy with whoever you are right now, so you got to fix you first. Or externally, you're not with the right company or selling the right product, whatever it is. Like those values need to change, in which case you need to find a new location. But make sure that your integrity is intact, right? We don't have a whole lot in this world, so don't stoop down below whatever your standards are. Whatever's important to you, like it's worth it, right? Make that change, right? Jump ship, start a new adventure, do something that aligns so that you're happy, man. Like go out and do it. Don't get stuck somewhere where you don't want to be, because it's going to be impossible for you to rise up to that level of leadership that you want, to get that self, gratification, to feel proud of what you're doing. That's so valuable. All right, so I'm almost at my office here. Hope everybody has a great day, and go. So well.